Welcome to the deep dive. Forget the usual bedroom routine, because today we're cracking open Position Sex, 50 Wild Sex Positions You Probably Haven't Tried by Lola Rollins.
Yeah, it sounds intriguing.
Our mission is pretty simple, just to unearth some, genuinely novel ideas for intimacy and pleasure, whether you're looking for a complete overhaul or maybe just a spark of something new.
Exactly. And we know wild can mean, well, different things to different people, right?
Totally.
So whether you're like a seasoned explorer or just sort of dipping your toes in,
Yeah.
this deep dive aims to offer some really insightful possibilities
Yeah.
without feeling like an overwhelming instruction manual.
And Lola Rollins has structured this pretty well, actually. It's user-friendly, 50 distinct positions, each broken down with a how-to, a look at what's in it for her and what's in it for him. But before we get to the acrobatics, the introduction lays out some fundamental principles for enhancing sexual experiences. And that feels like, well, the perfect place to start, right?
Absolutely. Think of these principles as the bedrock, really, for building more adventurous and fulfilling sex lives. First up is communication.
Always key.
And the book really emphasizes how crucial it is to have those, open and honest chats with your partner about what excites you, what you might be curious to try.
It's interesting how they frame it, too, suggesting you bring these conversations up in relaxed moments, maybe. Maybe after you've already been intimate.
Right, takes the pressure off. Makes it less about critique, more about shared exploration.
Exactly. And it points out that sharing your fantasies can be a surprisingly powerful catalyst.
It's almost reframing potential awkwardness into, like, shared excitement.
Yeah.
Building on that, the book highlights self-exploration through masturbation.
Okay.
Not as something taboo, but as a really natural and, well, essential way to understand your own body and what brings you pleasure.
Okay, let's unpack this a little, because for some, self-pleasure still carries a bit of, baggage.
Sure, it can.
But the book positions it as a direct route to understanding your personal pleasure map. If you know what feels good for you, you're much better equipped to communicate those desires effectively to your partner.
Yeah.
It's about becoming an expert on your own sensations.
What's fascinating here is how practical that advice is. Knowing your own pleasure map isn't just about individual gratification. It actually empowers you as a partner.
That's a great point.
From there, the book touches on pampering that idea of slowing down, appreciating each other's unique qualities, and really relishing the connection you have.
Right.
It's about building a richer emotional landscape for your physical intimacy.
Right. It's not just about the mechanics. It's about nurturing the overall bond. Then comes the idea of experimentation itself. The book encourages a brave but gradual approach to trying new things, and this is key. It emphasizes that even if a particular position doesn't become a new favorite,
Yeah, even if it's a one-off.
the experience itself can still be blissful and teach you something new about each other.
Precisely. It's about venturing slightly outside your comfort zone without any pressure to perform or, achieve a specific outcome.
Makes sense.
And then the book introduces the idea of adding props to the mix, things like erotic stories, vibrators, even light bondage.
Okay.
The aim here is to heighten sensations and perhaps gently lower inhibitions.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting, because props can feel like a big leap for some couples.
For sure.
But the book wisely suggests starting with milder options, maybe reading some erotica together or watching something sensual, before venturing into more intense territory.
Like easing into it.
Yeah. It even normalizes owning vibrators and suggests they can be a fantastic source of individual and shared pleasure.
Which really brings us back to that crucial element of communication again, doesn't it?
Definitely.
The book implicitly advises discussing any interest in exploring props beforehand, making sure you're both on the same page and that it enhances rather than hinders the experience.
Exactly. Mutual consent and exploring at a pace that feels good for both of you. Now, the book also brings up something maybe less immediately obvious. Exercise.
Ah, yes. Fitness.
It explains how physical fitness can actually enhance your sexual experiences in several surprising ways. Think increased stamina, a greater awareness of your body, improved flexibility.
And even a boost in body confidence.
Right.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, it's about how your overall well-being directly contributes to a more vibrant sex life. The book even mentions research suggesting a link between regular physical activity and improved sexual function.
That's a real aha moment, isn't it? It's not just about aesthetics, although the book touches on that too.
Sure.
Finally, the introduction addresses frequency, suggesting that more varied and frequent sex can lead to greater satisfaction and a deeper sense of connection as a couple.
So the introduction really sets the stage nicely. It's not just the physical acts, but these crucial elements. Open communication, self-knowledge, mutual appreciation, and a playful willingness to explore.
Okay, so with those foundational principles in mind, let's peek into some of these 50 wild positions. The book starts with lock and load number 1. It's a variation on missionary.
That's right. In lock and load, you begin the familiar missionary position, but the woman draws her legs toward her chest and then hooks her ankles onto the man's shoulders.
Okay, simple adjustment.
Simple but effective. It allows for remarkably deep penetration and can create a feeling of intense closeness. The book points out it can be particularly good for men with shorter penises, but it also wisely cautions that clear communication is key for well-endowed men, to avoid any discomfort.
What strikes me about this is how even a classic position like missionary can be completely transformed with just a subtle shift.
Totally.
And it underscores that deeper penetration isn't always the magic bullet. Sometimes it's about the altered angle and that feeling of intimacy.
Precisely. It's a reminder that novelty doesn't always require complexity. Next, we have wide release, number 2. Here, the woman lies on her back, and the man kneels while holding her ankles, spreading her legs wide.
So visually different.
Yeah, the book highlights the increased visual stimulation this offers for the man, while the woman benefits from deeper penetration and potentially enhanced clitoral pressure. This position really seems to tap into the visual aspect of arousal, something the book later reinforces as a significant factor for many. Okay, moving on to thighs wide shut. Number 3. This one sounds like it plays with sensation.
It does. In thighs wide shut, the woman starts face down on her elbows, legs slightly apart, allowing for initial penetration from the man on top.
Right.
But the key here is what happens next. Once he's inside, she actively squeezes her legs together. She can even cross her ankles for an even tighter embrace.
Oh, wow.
The book notes this creates a sensation of deep thrusting and friction for her, while the man experiences both a kind of primal sense of connection and the intensity of that added tightness. That sounds like a position designed to really maximize physical contact and sensation. Then we've got banana split. Number 4 seems like a further exploration of that face-down dynamic.
It is. The woman is, again, face down on her elbows.
Yeah.
But in this variation, after penetration, she spreads her legs exceptionally wide, almost like a 90-degree angle to her torso.
Okay, really wide.
Yeah. The focus shifts to achieving extra deep penetration and direct pubic bone friction for the woman, with the added potential for playful anal teasing for the man.
These initial positions really illustrate the variety of angles and depths you can explore, even with relatively simple adjustments. Let's move on to rump romp number 5. Sounds pretty direct.
It is, yeah. It's a straightforward rear entry position. The woman is either on her stomach or on all fours, and the man kneels behind her.
Classic doggy style, essentially.
Pretty much. The book notes that this angle often allows for deeper penetration and can facilitate G-spot stimulation for the woman. It also touches on the idea of it offering an opportunity for more down and dirty play for her and connecting with more primal instincts for him.
Okay, and then we have pillow pleasures, number 6. This takes the reentry concept and literally elevates it.
Exactly. The woman stands and leans forward onto pillows placed on a bed while the man enters from behind.
Ah!
This adjustment frees up the man's hands for more exploration, caressing, touching, and offers the woman a bit of cushioning. And the book playfully suggests it might even help muffle any enthusiastic sounds.
Practical too. I like how it introduces using props like pillows for comfort and accessibility. Next up is sit and spin, number 7. Sounds like the woman's firmly in control here.
It does indeed. The man lies on his back, and the woman slowly squats down onto his penis.
Okay.
What makes this one unique are the options for movement. She can rock back and forth, gyrate her hips, and even spin around.
Spin.
Yeah, offering a full 360-degree sensation of vaginal stimulation.
The idea of that spinning motion adds a whole new dimension. Lots of potential for playful exploration. Following that, we have Slice of Heaven, number 8. The name itself suggests something particularly pleasurable.
This is another variation where the woman takes the dominant role, but with more of a rear entry feel. The man lies on his back.
Right.
And the woman squats facing his feet and then slides onto his penis. This gives her control over the rhythm and depth of penetration.
And her hands are free.
Exactly. Leaves her free to explore G-spot stimulation, even self-stimulation simultaneously. Plus, the man's hands are free to explore as well.
The book really highlights the empowering aspect of many of these woman on top positions. Let's talk about body surfing. Number 9. Sounds like it requires a certain level of trust and coordination.
It does. The man lies on his back and the woman faces his feet, slowly lowering herself onto his erection until she's resting her weight on his chest.
Okay, very close.
Yeah, this position emphasizes the deep connection that can come from small, subtle movements. It's described as being very intimate, and it also leaves the man's hands free to explore her body.
The image that conjures is quite tender and connected. Moving on to Octopussy. Number 10, the name certainly suggests a sense of close entanglement.
Precisely. The woman faces the man closely and wraps one leg over his for entry.
Okay.
Or they can even start in a missionary position and then roll to the side while remaining connected.
Ah, like a transition.
Yeah. This position encourages teasing, subtle movements by the woman, and the book notes it can offer potential perineum stimulation for the man. It's also described as being ideal for those longer, more languid sessions.
Long and slow can be incredibly rewarding. Next is VO Max, number 11. That sounds like a fitness move.
Huh. Yeah, it kind of does. It's a side-lying position where the woman lifts her top leg quite high, and the man enters and then wraps his knee around her raised leg. This creates a surprisingly intimate connection and is particularly well-suited for slow, gentle thrusting, leaving both partners' hands free for caressing.
And the book then includes a sidebar right here about the often overlooked benefits of exercise for sex, which we touched on earlier. Makes sense here. Let's move to gift wrap, number 12. The name suggests closeness being intertwined.
It does. The man sits either cross-legged or in a lotus position, and the woman gently lowers herself onto his lap, wrapping her legs around his waist.
Very contained.
Yeah, this position offers quite tight but often shallow penetration, with the man controlling the thrusting and the woman able to adjust the angle. The book emphasizes the potential for a very intimate, even spiritual connection in this close embrace.
That one sounds less about intense physicality and more about that deep sense of being one with your partner. Following that is Crouching Tiger, number 13. That name definitely evokes a sense of primal energy.
It does. In Crouching Tiger, the woman lies on her back and pulls her legs towards her chest. The man then crouches over her for entry,
Okay.
and she hooks her ankles around his neck.
Wow, that's quite a hold.
Yeah. The book highlights the carnal connection this position can create, along with the intimacy of direct eye contact. It also suggests it can open the door for exploration of domination play.
The book really does a great job of pointing out the different power dynamics that can come into play. Let's discuss Viewmaster, number 14. What's the key perspective here?
It starts with the familiar missionary position, but with a simple addition. A pillow placed under the woman's hips.
Ah, another pillow trick.
Yep. This slight elevation allows for deeper penetration and also offers the man a particularly good visual. The book also notes that the woman might experience a slight head rush,
Interesting.
which can heighten the sensations. And the altered angle can also allow the man to apply gentle pressure to her perineum.
That slight head rush sounds like an interesting sensation to explore. Next up is Upside Down Cake, number 15. The description mentions it's not for the faint of heart. What makes this one so daring?
That's right. Upside Down Cake involves various acrobatic entries that ultimately lead to the woman being in a back bend while penetrated.
A back bend. Okay, definitely requires flexibility.
And trust. It's all about intimacy, trust, and the potential for incredibly intense orgasms for the woman. And the book playfully suggests it might earn the man some bragging rights.
Huh. Bragging rights.
It definitely requires a good level of fitness and coordination, for sure.
No kidding. Let's move to all the right angles.
Yeah.
Number 16. What are the key angles at play here?
Okay. The woman lies on her back with her legs bent and apart and her arms bent behind her shoulders. The man positions himself between her knees and then raises her hips.
Okay, I'm picturing it.
This particular configuration emphasizes clitoral friction for the woman and provides the man with a great view. Plus, there's potential for the woman to engage in self-stimulation with her free hands.
And the book includes a sidebar right here tackling that age-old question, does size matter?
Yeah.
And according to a poll they cite, technique things like thrusting and oral sex are actually considered more important than penis size.
Which is a reassuring and important perspective. Let's move on to Backseat Driver. Number 17. Sounds good for a quick and maybe slightly naughty encounter.
It is described as being particularly good for quickies, yeah. The man sits with his knees tucked up,
Okay.
and the woman kneels in front of him, sliding down onto his penis. This position gives the woman control over the tempo and can allow for G-spot stimulation. Offers a sense of rear entry intimacy, too.
Following that, we have lusty layback, number 18. This builds upon slice of heaven, which we discussed earlier.
That's right. It starts in the slice of heaven position, but then the woman leans back further and grabs his ankles.
Oh, okay.
This emphasizes female dominance and gives her even more control over the depth and angle of penetration, while the man is in a more reclined position, free to relax and maybe explore his own fantasies.
And the book then includes a Talk Dirty to Me sidebar, highlighting the power of erotic language.
Right, enhancing seduction, deepening connection during sex.
Yeah, it ties in well with exploring power dynamics and sharing fantasies.
Definitely. Let's talk about sitting pretty, number 19. What makes this one so visually appealing for the man?
In Sitting Pretty, the man sits up and the woman faces him, lowering herself onto his lap with her legs draped over his shoulders.
Legs on shoulders facing each other. Very intimate.
Yeah, it fosters a high degree of intimacy, potential for passionate kissing. And for the man, it offers a very erotic visual of her open body and the sensual motion.
It sounds like a position that's both intimate and visually quite stimulating. Next is high heels, number 20. Does this one actually involve wearing high heels?
Not necessarily the footwear itself, no.
Yeah.
But the position mimics that lifted leg angle.
Ah.
The woman lies on her back and goes into a shoulder stand, while the man kneels and enters her, resting her raised legs on his torso.
Shoulder stand, wow. Requires some core strength.
Definitely. This allows for very deep penetration and can amplify pleasure for the woman due to the rush of blood to her pelvic area. And the man gets a unique and often exciting view.
The blood rush aspect definitely sounds like it could intensify sensations. Let's move to tight delight, number 21. The name really speaks for itself here.
It does. Tight delight is a simple but effective twist on traditional missionary, where the woman actively squeezes her legs tightly around the man's penis.
So using her inner thighs.
Exactly. This not only engages her Kegel muscles, potentially increasing sensation for both and enhancing clitoral stimulation, but it also provides the man with a very intense gripping sensation.
The book then includes a mention of the coital alignment technique, or CAT, as another missionary variation focusing on clitoral stimulation through rocking, not deep thrusting.
Right. It's a reminder that even within familiar frameworks, there are nuances and techniques to discover. Let's talk about spoonbender, number 22. How does this playful twist on spooning work?
It starts with traditional spooning, but then the woman gently twists her upper body around to face her partner more directly.
Oh, so still side by side, but facing each other more.
Yeah. It allows for intimate, gentle lovemaking, often shallower penetration, but it also facilitates eye contact and easier access for the man to caress her breasts and clitoris.
It sounds like a lovely option for a more tender and connected experience.
Yeah.
Next is power play, number 23. How does this introduce the element of light bondage?
Power play begins in missionary, but then the man gently pulls the woman's arms overhead and holds her wrists, introducing a touch of light bondage and that exciting dynamic of domination. The woman can then use her legs to control and deepen the penetration.
And the book features a sidebar offering a gentle intro to bondage, suggesting vanilla bondage as a safe way for couples to explore this.
Good to have that context. Let's move on to downtown train, number 24. This one involves a bit of a departure from the bed.
It does. In downtown train, the lower half of the woman's body stays on the bed, while her upper body is supported on the floor.
Upper body on the floor, okay.
Yeah. The man then enters from behind. This position requires a bit of upper body strength for the woman, but can offer enhanced G-spot stimulation and a unique head rush sensation for her.
Plus a feeling of control and novelty for the man, it says.
Right. The recurring mention of a head rush in some of these more adventurous positions makes you wonder about the physiological effects.
It does. Let's talk about clit control, number 25. This puts a focus squarely on female pleasure and agency.
It certainly does. In clit control, the woman is on top with her back to the man,
Right.
leaning back slightly so that her clitoris is easily accessible for him to pleasure with his fingers or mouth, while she controls the rhythm and depth of penetration.
So manual stimulation combined with intercourse.
Exactly. It's all about maximizing the potential for mutual orgasm through focused clitoral stimulation.
The book follows this with a sidebar titled, When I Think About You, I Touch Myself, offering practical tips for the man on clitoral stimulation techniques.
Very helpful. Let's move to primal pumping, number 26. The name suggests a more intense, perhaps less intimate experience.
It does. Primal pumping is similar to rump romp, but with the woman crouching on her knees and extending her arms out in front of her.
Okay, a different posture.
Yeah. The man then enters swiftly from behind. The book suggests this position can tap into more carnal urges and offers a rougher, perhaps less emotionally connected session.
Following that is, like a prayer, number 27. What's the evocative imagery behind this name?
In Like a Prayer, the man kneels on the floor and the woman positions herself on her back near the edge of the bed.
Okay.
He then gently pulls her bent legs towards his chest and enters her. This position can offer the woman potential for added sensation through PC muscle contractions, even the possibility of incorporating anal play,
Oh, interesting.
while the man benefits from enhanced visual stimulation and often deeper penetration.
Let's talk about corkscrew. Number 28. How does the leg lock in this position enhance the experience?
In Corkscrew, the woman lies on her side in an L shape, and the man enters from behind. The key element is she then tightly squeezes her thighs together and can even cross her ankles.
Similar to thighs wide shut, but sideways.
Kind of. This leg lock intensifies clitoral stimulation due to the unique angle and creates a very tight sensation of penetration.
The book then features a sidebar titled Trisex Dips, number 29. This sounds specific.
Yeah, it focuses on a very specific, maybe kinky form of contact involving only the genitals. The man is in a push-up-like position above the woman.
Genital-only contact.
Yeah, it highlights the challenge for the man to maintain that limited point of contact. Definitely experimental.
Interesting. Next is Standing O, number 30. How practical is having sex while standing up?
Well, the book is pretty candid. It acknowledges that standing O can be quite challenging and often results in rather shallow penetration due to the inherent instability.
So probably best for quickies.
Generally, yeah. Though the book suggests variations using walls or stairs for added leverage.
Let's talk about Lap of Luxury, number 31. Sounds like the man is in a rather accommodating position here.
He is. In Lap of Luxury, the man lies on his back in a bridge position, hips lifted.
Oh?
The woman then sits down onto his penis from behind. This angle can offer enhanced G-spot stimulation and an extra tingling sensation for the woman due to how her legs are positioned.
And for the man.
A unique angle and potentially a quicker climax, it suggests.
Following that is Hello Dolly, number 32.
Mhm.
Sounds like it might require some lifting and coordination.
It does. The woman starts on all fours, and the man then lifts her legs up to hip level for rear entry.
So she's sort of in a modified handstand.
Essentially, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely requires arm strength for the woman, but offers very deep penetration and direct G-spot massage. The man has a great view and significant control over the rhythm.
Let's move to Valuable Assets, number 33. This shifts the focus to a different part of the anatomy.
Valuable Assets is a woman on top variation where she specifically directs the man to focus his attention and touch on her buttocks.
Encouraging ass play and body positivity.
Exactly. The book then includes sidebars discussing the perineum and the testicles as often overlooked erogenous zones for men.
Which is a great reminder that pleasure isn't limited to just the primary sexual organs. Let's talk about the somewhat daring-sounding Randy Roulette, number 34. What makes this one so unique?
In Randy Roulette, the partners position themselves in a reverse missionary style, his head near her feet.
Reverse missionary, okay.
Then, the man can slowly rotate his torso around the woman's body.
Rotate, wow.
Yeah. This unusual angle focuses stimulation primarily on the head of the penis for the man and offers the woman a very unique and changing visual perspective.
That definitely sounds like something to try once you're feeling a bit more adventurous. Next is Prime Rib, number 35. Seems to offer the man a particularly good vantage point.
It's similar to Slice of Heaven, but in Prime Rib, the woman kneels with her torso lowered and the man kneels upright behind her for rear entry.
Got it.
This creates an excellent angle for G-spot stimulation for her and provides the man with a fantastic view of her backside, along with potential for playful control.
The book then includes a Fantasy Island sidebar right here, suggesting this slightly less intimate position can be a good opportunity to verbally share fantasies.
Makes sense. Let's talk about the gentler sounding Spoonful of Sugar, number 36.
This is a quiet and loving variation of spooning with rear entry. It emphasizes slow, sensual caressing, gentle neck teasing for the woman, and ample opportunity for the man to explore her body.
So very intimate.
Yeah, and the book notes it can easily be adapted for extended foreplay without full penetration.
That sounds like a really lovely way to connect intimately. Next is Rocking Horse, number 37. Does this one actually involve a rocking motion?
It certainly can. In rocking horse, the man can be kneeling or sitting with legs extended, and the woman sits facing him on his lap, legs over his shoulders.
Okay.
The key is the gentle rocking motion that occurs. Often effective for G-spot stimulation, allows the man to control the rhythm. The book even playfully suggests adapting it for use in an actual rocking chair.
Ha! A rocking chair. Now that's different. Let's talk about the rather descriptive carnal crossbow, number 38. Sounds like a very specific configuration.
It is. Woman on her stomach, man kneels between her legs, one leg extended out. He enters from behind and lifts her other leg.
Okay, very specific pose.
Yeah. The book suggests this can evoke feelings of submissiveness for the woman and offers the man a sense of virility and opportunities for role-playing. The book then includes a sidebar discussing tantric sex for long-lasting intercourse.
Let's move to the tender-sounding fold and fondle, number 39. Emphasizes closeness and subtle pressure.
In Fold and Fondle, the man sits with legs outstretched, woman sits facing him on his lap, and then both partners lean forward slightly.
Leaning in together.
Yeah. Creates a gentle motion with subtle but often intense pressure, emphasizing intimacy and easy access for both to engage in breast and testicle fondling.
Next is tidal wave, number 40. This involves a slightly unusual positioning on all fours, facing away.
That's right. Woman on elbows, legs wide, man on all fours facing away from her for rear entry.
Facing away. Interesting dynamic.
It can offer ample stimulation to her midsection and provides the man opportunity for exciting, unexpected caresses. The book then features a sidebar advocating for the joys of sex al fresco.
Always a classic suggestion. Let's talk about side saddle, 41. Woman in control from a different angle.
In side saddle, the man lies on his back, legs bent upward. The woman straddles him sideways.
Sideways strap.
Puts her in control of tempo and depth. Offers the man a more relaxed experience and a unique visual perspective.
Next is sizzling scissors, 42. Definitely involves some interesting leg work.
It does. Woman on her back, legs straight up. Man kneels at the foot of the bed, enters, and then crisscrosses her legs.
Crisscrosses her legs while inside.
Yeah. Creates alternating sensations of tightness and openness for her. Provides the man with a view that leg appreciators might enjoy.
Yeah.
The book then includes a sidebar suggesting how she can use her free hands to further titillate him.
Let's move to some of the more specifically pleasure-focused scenarios. Make-A-Wish, number 43. Centers on oral sex for the man.
Make-A-Wish is presented as an extended oral sex scenario. Woman takes time to pamper the man with massage before indulging in oral pleasure.
Nice build-up.
Yeah. The book follows with a sidebar, offering tips for maximizing male pleasure during oral sex, and even suggests using ice for added sensation.
And Queen for a Day, 44, flips the script. Focuses on lavishing the woman with oral pleasure.
Exactly. In Queen for a Day, the man dedicates time to showering the woman with sensual attention, kissing, stroking before fulfilling her royal commands with oral sex.
Royal commands, I like that.
The book also includes sidebars here on using sex toys to enhance oral pleasure and further techniques for maximizing female satisfaction.
Let's talk about bedtime stories. 45. Combines physical intimacy with shared fantasy.
In bedtime stories, the man enters the woman from behind a rump-romp variation while they both share their intimate fantasies aloud.
Ah, verbalizing fantasies during sex.
Adds another layer of connection to the physical act. The book then includes a fantasy rank sidebar based on poll results.
Next is X Games, 46. This one involves using the wall for some added support.
That's right. Man with head shoulders on bed, legs up against a wall. Woman facing away squats onto his penis, using the wall for balance.
Okay, that's quite the setup.
Can offer enhanced G-spot stimulation for her and a somewhat tingly inversion sensation for him. The book then includes a stand and deliver sidebar with more tips for various standing positions.
Let's talk about Over the Edge. 47 literally utilizes the edge of the bed.
In Over the Edge, both partners lie face down, leaning over the edge of the bed with one leg on the floor for stability.
Leaning over the edge.
Yeah. Described as ideal for vigorous sex, can allow very deep penetration. Often gives the man a sense of control and a unique view. The book then provides an intro to anal play sidebar here.
Next is Splitting Wood. 48. Requires good leg flexibility.
It does. Woman on back, one leg raised straight up. Man straddles her raised leg. It enters, resting her leg on his chest.
Showcasing flexibility.
Allows her to show off flexibility. Often provides the man with a very deep angle of penetration. The book then includes a toe turn-on sidebar, focusing on foot massage pleasure.
Let's move to Up and Away. 49. Standing penetration with a lift involved.
In Up and Away, the man stands, and the woman wraps her arms and legs around his waist for standing
It
penetration.
requires serious strength and coordination.
Definitely, from both, but can offer a combination of intense intimacy and primal connection.
Finally, number 50. Cross-leg canoodle emphasizes close skin contact and those PC muscle squeezes.
In cross-leg canoodle, partners sit facing each other, straddling, legs bent and interlocked. The movement is a gentle rocking,
More about closeness than depth.
often better suited for shallower penetration. Yeah, really emphasizes skin-to-skin contact and allows the woman to effectively use her PC muscles for added sensation. The book concludes with a section titled Sex Matters, highlighting the many physical and emotional benefits of frequent, safe sex.
Wow. That's quite a comprehensive exploration of 50 different ways to connect intimately. It really does illustrate the incredible range of possibilities beyond what many might consider the, standard repertoire.
Absolutely. And as Lola Rollins emphasizes throughout the book, the true keys to a more fulfilling sex life are, well, open and honest communication with your partner,
Always comes back to that.
a genuine spirit of exploration, and a shared willingness to experiment, to discover what brings both of you the most joy and pleasure.
So for you listening, we really encourage you to take some time, maybe revisit the ideas we've discussed today. Think about which positions sparked your curiosity, which ones might feel like a fun adventure to embark on with your partner.
This deep dive into position sex truly underscores that the landscape of sexual intimacy is just vast, it's deeply personal, and ripe for exploration.
Yeah.
This book provides an excellent starting point, but ultimately it's about your own unique journey of endless discovery and forging an even deeper connection with your partner.
So the final thought for you is this. With such a diverse menu of possibilities now in front of you, what new flavor of intimacy will you choose to savor?